In Edo, Japan, shogun-sanctioned discrimination existed. Records indicate thousands of Hinin lived in Edo. Yet, the truth of their existence has been buried in the shadows of history. Behind this lay an organized structure of discrimination, far more than mere poverty. What exactly was the Hinin system? In this video, we will explain why the Hinin system emerged, their unknown daily lives, and the structure of discrimination that still impacts modern society. Now, let us delve into the truth. The main feature will also detail the astonishing control system led by the Hinin chief, Danzaemon. The origins of the Hinin system trace back to the turbulent early Edo period. It began as a response to the vagrants and beggars who flooded the towns, plagued by poverty and disease. The shogunate attempted to control these individuals, gathering them into specific settlements to manage them and maintain public order. Initially, it held elements of relief, but gradually their status became fixed, positioning them outside the conventional samurai, farmer, artisan, and merchant classes. Hinin was a hereditary status passed from parent to child. Once designated Hinin, escaping that position was exceedingly difficult. Remarkably, the Hinin had a leader called the Hinin Gashira, which marked the beginning of the Hinin system's organization. The Hinin Gashira was entrusted by the shogunate to manage all Hinin, supervising and controlling their residences, work, and every aspect of their behavior. This system, while claiming to rescue the poor, in reality fixed them at the lowest stratum of society, legalizing their discrimination. The label of Hinin extended not only to individuals but also to their families and descendants, passing the chains of discrimination across generations. The shogunate used the Hinin system as a convenient system to maintain social order. If one was born Hinin, their status was almost certainly set. So what kind of life did they lead? The Hinin's main jobs often involved tasks generally shunned by others, such as begging, cleaning, corpse disposal, and miscellaneous duties at execution grounds. They lived in crude settlements called Hinin Goya, with strict limits on interaction with the outside world, constantly under surveillance. Food was scarce and sanitation was poor. Diseases spread easily, and many children reportedly died young. At the bottom of society, stripped of human dignity, they desperately struggled to survive each day. However, their labor was, in fact, indispensable for maintaining urban functions, supporting the unseen side of society. Specifically, the disposal of bodies from epidemics and the cleaning of urban waste would have been impossible without the Hinin. They were also deeply involved in underworld tasks, such as assisting in executions of criminals and serving as informants in crime investigations. Ostensibly a discriminated class, they were cunningly exploited for Edo's urban functions and public security. The shogunate used their existence as a social safety valve, strengthening its control by confining discontented individuals to a specific class. Yet, their existence was shrewdly managed by the shogunate. At its center was a figure known as Hinin Gashira. But what exactly was their role? At the pinnacle of Edo's Hinin system reigned Danzaemon. He served as Hinin Gashira for generations by hereditary succession, wielding immense power. Danzaemon was entrusted by the shogunate with the management of all Hinin, and he also controlled some beggars and courtesans throughout the Kanto region. He possessed the authority to control every aspect of the Hinin's lives, from registration and movement to occupation choice and marriage. By supplying the Hinin's labor to the shogunate, Danzaemon solidified his own position and power. Remarkably, Danzaemon controlled not only the Hinin but also some beggars and courtesans. He leveraged the structure of discrimination, having the shogunate recognize him as the ruler of the Hinin, reigning as a sort of underworld boss. The Danzaemon family exploited this unique position, accumulating immense wealth and power. This system created a twisted power structure, where the governed themselves went on to govern their own kind. The shogunate, by indirectly controlling the Hinin through Danzaemon, sought to maintain social order with minimal effort. Could Hinin Hinin escape this rigid system? We explore the rare exceptions and the ultimate fate of the system. Escaping Hinin status was not easy. However, some individuals, through a ritual called Ashirai, occasionally managed to return to commoner status. It was a difficult path, requiring many years of loyal service at a specific employer or a substantial offering to the Hinin chief, Danzaemon. During the Meiji Restoration, the new government issued the Emancipation Edict, legally abolishing status systems such as Hinin and Edo. Superficially, this was a groundbreaking policy, liberating them as commoners. However, this Emancipation Edict created new forms of discrimination, with former Hinin continuing to be marginalized under the designation Shinheimin, or new commoners. Even if their status was legally abolished in family registers, the deeply ingrained discriminatory attitudes persisted in people's hearts and throughout society. Former Hinin continued to reside in specific areas, suffering from occupational and marital discrimination. Although the Hinin system legally disappeared, its psychological impact, specifically discriminatory attitudes, still casts a shadow over modern society. Unconscious biases and stereotypical views towards certain groups still exist today, albeit in different forms. What lessons does this Edo period system offer to our contemporary society? The Hinin system emerged as a necessary evil, designed to integrate and control the impoverished within the social order. Their daily lives, isolated from society and plagued by harsh labor and poverty, were nonetheless indispensable for the maintenance of the city. And at the root of discriminatory attitudes that persist even today lies a structure of viewing and excluding certain groups as inferior. They say history repeats itself, and perhaps discrimination, too, is a universal problem that reappears in different eras and forms. Understanding the history of discrimination is the first step towards re-examining the biases within our own hearts and building a more equitable society.